Greetings, everyone. I hope I didn't offend anyone about the Detroit step-in plugger that I saw on Facebook. I know that I have been in the game since 1975. I danced against Ty Skippy, my late husband, and his then girlfriend, Demeter. No one could beat them but myself and Linnell, rest his soul. We did win. Tyrone and myself, we grew up together in the same neighborhood. I've been knowing him since 1973. So when I keep seeing people claiming to be a legend, people winning original and they're from a whole nother city, and a beginner last year, but they get in the original in Chicago and win. When I earned 50 years, well, at the time it was 49 years of dance, entertainment. And I'm just going to speak out. I'm not going to hold my tongue anymore. And so when I saw that plugger this morning saying 50 years in Detroit, I'm not going to show the plugger because I'm not trying to promote or advertise for that event. But I am making my comment about the event. I don't care about y'all steppers event. But when you in a whole nother city, I don't care if you was born and raised in Chicago and now you in another city throwing steppers parties. You wasn't throwing no steppers party for 50 years in Detroit. So that's a false advertisement and a lie. And I have a problem with that. And I'm going to call everybody out from now on. Call me the Joan Rivers of stepping. Because when I set my podcast up, I'm going to call a spade a spade. I'm so tired of everybody being groomed to thinking that they these cold steppers and they legends. I've been stepping for over 30 years before I really got the title of being a legend. So how do people that come from other cities become legends? It's so many names out there, the ones that God rest their soul, that's gone. You have the ones that's still alive, the ones that was in the limelight of the dance, and the ones that just like going out doing the dance and didn't become known. For another city to step up and think you just going to erase Chicago. Not why Celeste Sutton Winfield have the breath of life in her. I'm going to call you out on it. I'm going to keep touching bases about this Detroit 25, 50 year thing. You need to redo your flyer because you was not out 50 years ago dealing with Chicago style stepping. You wasn't. So take that lie, advertise it in Detroit, but don't advertise it for me to see it. I don't have to be none of y'all's friends. I'm not trying to make no enemies or no friend. But I'm going to call a spade a spade. I earned my position in this stepping game totally. I've been contest dancing since 1975. I was 14 years old. I have a lot of footage of me and my late husband dancing before any of this social media became. You wasn't with stepping at Club 7. I bet you're not in none of the doggone documentaries that's being done through the years that eventually is going to hit the screen. I bet you didn't do none of the stepping movies, Love Jones, that scene where they did the stepping. It's just lies. Please change your words on your flyer and put a new flyer out for your 50 years of dancing. But it's not, Detroit will not get that. They already gave somebody in Detroit a master's that think they are the master over Chicago's dance. You are not. the master over Chicago's dance. You might be the master over Detroit, where you came from. You ain't coded in Chicago. And the dance you doing with all that spinning and spinning and spinning, that's not Chicago style stepping, period. Now, we do have two brothers that came along in the 90s that changed and created their dance off of our dance, like we created our dance off of the bop. There's never nothing wrong with that. But it's not because you the master of nothing. You might be the master of that dance, but you're not the master of Chicago style stepping. You heard that from one of the coldest females. Pat myself on the back for the contribution that I put into the stepping community, for the encouragement of men and women wanting to learn this dance and came out learning the dance. So, Detroit, stay in your place. Atlanta, stay in your place. California, stay in your place. Stay in y'all lane. I don't care about the Chicago people that moved to another city. Now you want to add Chicago things in their city. Not going to happen. Not on my watch. I'm going to call you out every time. Like I said, I'm going to set my podcast up. And I'm going to shut down every lie that keep coming across these airwaves. I'm shutting it down. You heard it from the horse's mouth, Celeste Sutton Winfield. Yes, sir, and yes, ma'am. Stay in y'all lane. I've always stayed in my lane. We had a brother, I'm wearing his shirt now, that has his podcast about the original stepping from Chicago. All these other names came in through the World Largest. You wasn't nowhere around when the World Largest first started in the 80s with V103. Stop lying. You wasn't in all of the spots. Give me 10 stepping sets that you know about in Chicago back from 50 years ago. And this is, I'm talking about only in the 70s, not even really the 80s, the 70s. I can name them, but I'm going to wait on you. And then I'm going to check my list. Stop lying. Stop trying to steal. That's like trying to take New York's breakdance and that every city learns how to breakdance. But you think that would have been fair for Chicago to step up on the platform and say, we had 50 years in the game of breakdancing, when they was doing the breakdancing maybe 10 years before it ever hit where the airwaves got to see that dance. But we gonna call it our dance for 50 years. And they know they was doing it for 50 years. So how the heck did Chicago get 50 years in the game with it too? Make this make sense. Peace, my brothers and sisters. I hope somebody got educated, because that's what's happening. And what's not happening is y'all learning how to step, and y'all not learning the history of the dance. You're not learning the accuracy of the dance. You're not learning the timing of the dance. You're not learning how to hear the music when you dance. There's so many accolades that come with stepping that the teachers is not teaching you. And it's teachers that wasn't steppers that just learned how to step and then started teaching and don't have no history about the dance. And y'all leading these newer dancers, they had a nerve to look at me and wonder what I'm doing. I'm doing the damn thing. I'm doing the real thing. I'm not doing no robotic dance that everybody look identical to each other because you're being taught identically the same way and you're not being taught. It's a swag that come with it, your own swag. It's a creativity that come with this dance, your own creativity. It's a synchronization that come. It's a timing that come. And on and on and on. Pay me and I'll teach you the whole realism of it, and you'll learn how to look like a dancer and not like a robot. On that note, peace. I hope everybody enjoy the rest of their evening. God's love.